welcome back to a brand new episode of Friday Fright Reviews. I'm AJPunk 15, and today's review is Night of the Slasher.
You know, Janelle, I feel really lucky to be here with you tonight.
Took a week off just so I could get focused on this one review because I saw this short film called Night of the Slasher. The director and writer of the film actually let me a private video of this so I could view it and do a review of it, and I absolutely loved it. This short film was 12 minutes long and it blew me away for every second of it. From the opening moments of the girl dancing and slowly stripping away her clothes, to the awesome soundtrack in the background, to the very ending where her parents come home and she's sitting on the couch. And that's all I'm going to say. I do not want to give spoilers away, but I so badly want to talk about how awesome this is without spoiling it. Basically, this girl has a list. On the list, she has to dance half naked, do drugs, drink alcohol, and have sex. Upon completing these 4 tasks, a slasher-type villain arrives. Unlike Michael Myers wearing the dead Kirk mask, he's actually wearing the dead Spock mask, which I thought was an amazing idea that no one has done yet. Not to my knowledge, no one has used that Spock mask in a film as a way to pay homage to Halloween or Star Trek even. This is hands down one of the greatest short films I've ever seen. There's really funny moments, there's really intense moments, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's going to happen because it's an original idea. Where Scream was meta in the way that they made rules up that survive a horror film, this girl basically has these rules and breaks every one of the fucking rules to a T. I mean it. I mean, if you want to see a girl dance half naked, do drugs, drink a ton of alcohol really quickly, and have probably the quickest sex scene since the original Halloween, then this movie is for you. I really hope this gets made into a feature film because I loved it. You have this strong female character who's not afraid to show off a little bit of skin. She's not afraid to do things. She's breaking all these rules in a horror film that are very meta, and she's fighting a slasher. She basically uses one of these kids just to get this guy to show up. And you can tell that she probably faced him before. There's a big gash going across her neck that isn't in all the promotional artwork for this, so it's not a spoiler. She does have this gash across her neck that looked like maybe she tried to commit suicide before, or, in my opinion, it's a metaphor for her darker times and the spirit or entity that comes out after she finishes the 4 things is a way for her to deal with that. I honestly believe she's fighting her inner demons when she breaks these 4 rules. I mean, when you're younger and you're a teenager, these 4 things are very taboo in a way that you shouldn't do them until you're a certain age. So by her breaking all these rules and then fighting this person, it's like almost like a inner conflict within herself. Like, is he actually really there in the room with her, or is she fighting it alone? In my opinion, I think he's going for a metaphor. I think the metaphor basically is that she's been through some shit, and she's done some horrible shit. And in order to counteract this and fight this urge to do things, she has to do it in her own way, and that way is to fight a psychotic killer who's wearing a Spock mask. As bizarre as what I just said is, I honestly think that I'm pretty close to what he was going for with this film. I think there's a little bit more to it than what meets the eye. I don't think it's just she breaks the 4 rules, a killer shows up and tries to kill her. I honestly think there's more to it than what's letting on. I have not done any research for this film. I did watch a trailer on YouTube. I contacted the director and I was like, hey, I want to see this. And he was gracious enough to lend me a link to view this awesome short film. It's very cool and the action's so well done. It's pieced together to look like it was all done in one take, and it's breathtaking. It plays on a lot of horror movie cliches like the villain is so quick, or you see the villain here and all of a sudden he's over here, like how'd you get there? But it plays a lot of these horror tropes, and it works so well with this film. There's literally like 3 actors in this, besides the parents that come home at the end of the film. And I gotta say, the dorky nerd person that comes over to have sex with the main character is actually quite funny. I thought the stuff that he said was, his dialogue was really well done. I thought he portrayed the dork, kinda nerdy character really, really well. While this is just a portion of a smaller and larger scale script, I really hope it gets made. I am absolutely floored by how great these 12 minutes were of watching this. It actually felt longer. In a good way. I actually was like, hey, this is so good. How long have I been watching this for? 12 minutes? What? It actually felt longer, but in a completely good way. And I mean, it's like when you watch a really good film, you're like, holy shit, how much is left? I don't want this to end. It's that kind of good. I'm going to give the short film Night of the Slasher a 5 out of 5. I think it has very good promise, very original idea, and unlike a lot of horror films that get made today, it flipped the idea of what a horror film is on its head and paid homage to some classic horror films, but did it in a way that it's still unique and it's still its own film. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed my Friday Fright Flick review. Sorry I didn't have one last week. I took a break just so I could focus on this one. I absolutely loved it so much. I just wanted to make sure I covered all my bases with this review. Anyway, guys, take care and stay frosty.